Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Mike here at Game from Scratch, and we've got a new Humble Bundle. My god, it was like we were getting Humble Bundles every single day and then nothing for months. But now we finally have a game development related Humble Bundle, and this one is really good actually, as long as you're into the art style we are looking at. Now if you're not aware of how Humble Bundle works, it's a collection of stuff, in this particular case models, scenes and so on, assets, low polygon assets, around a common theme. You can decide how your money is allocated between the publisher, between charity, between Humble, and of course if you wish to support this channel, and thank you very much if you do, to support Game from Scratch. Now this one is built into a number of different tiers, and as I kind of briefly mentioned, it is a number of low polygon asset packs for both Unity and Unreal Engine. That is, each pack contains assets for those two engines. Now I know an obvious question I'm going to get asked is, will these work in other game engines? And from a licensing perspective, yes, but from a reality perspective, kind of not really. The packages you get are predefined for using in Unity or Unreal. There are ways to export an asset out of Unreal Engine, so you can bring it into something like Blender or like a Adobe Game Engine or whatever. Just do be aware, there is that extra step you've got to go to. This bundle is really set towards those two game engines, Unity and Unreal. And the way it works is it's got a number of different tiers. I'm going to actually show you one of these assets in action in just a second. The way it works, you buy a tier, you get all of the assets at that tier. You buy a higher dollar value tier, you get all of those assets, and then the lower value, and so on and so forth. So if you come in here and you pay $1.50 Canadian, I hate that they're using Canadian money on here right now, that works into $1 USD or whatever your native currency is. At the $1 tier, you get the prototype pack, the adventure pack, and the Simple Town mobile ready assets. These are all compatible with Unity and Unreal Engine. You can drill down for more details by clicking on the individual asset pack, but you get an idea from the name of what you're getting in each particular case. At the next tier up, and we jump a lot, so we've got the $1.50 tier here, or the $1 US tier, and then from there we jump up to like 15 bucks, or $21.62 in Canadian money. So for 15 bucks, I believe that turns into, you get, again, all of these three assets, as well as the City Pack, the Samurai Pack, the Knights Pack, the Simple People Mobile Ready Assets Pack, Simple Dungeons Mobile Ready Assets, and then the next tier, the final tier, the $20 US or $26.50 Canadian tier, you also get the Sci-Fi City Pack, the Western Pack, the Heist Pack, the Vikings Pack, the Simple Military Mobile Ready Assets, Simple Apocalypse Pack, and then finally you get a $10 off gift code for their website, which we will visit in just a second. So before we jump into what you get here on Humble, let me just show you one of these assets in action. When you grab it and download it, it comes down in an asset pack like this. So it comes down as a zip. You extract said zip out, and you'll see here you get an Unreal project and a Unity project. Both of those are ready to be imported straight away. I extracted out the Unreal project to see if the assets will be used in a way that would be immediately useful. And truth of the matter is, it's all in UAsset format. So you come in here, you're gonna see you're getting a bunch of Unreal asset formatted stuff. So if you wanna get it into another game engine, you're gonna have to import it, or into another content creation tool. As I mentioned earlier on, you're going to have to import it into your game engine of choice and then export each asset out individually. But if you're working in Unreal or Unity, you do not care about that at all. So what I've done is I've opened up the Unreal project in this particular case. So we extracted out here. You open that guy up, you'll see there's an Unreal project and then all of the assets there. So you could use them individually. I just grabbed the entire thing. And here we are in Unreal Engine. So once again, this is the Night Pack. Here is the demonstrator level that comes with it. So you can see all the various different assets that come with this guy. Including, got some particle effects for fire, some low polygon scene assets. So this is one of the asset packs. So it gives you an idea of just how many you're going with. And the nice thing is, I actually really like this art style. I think that low poly is a great way to start. Because you can get a really nice look. Your artists can really go to town on it, but you can use a pack like this, and then at a later point in time, you can expand upon it and, easily extend it, make tweaks yourself, make new characters, re-swap things. So if you're not really that skilled artistically, this is a great jumping off point. Now obviously this is well-made low polygon materials that you're working in this, and this is indicative of what the rest of the packs look like. I am really actually kind of blown away by the quality here. Now this is just one aspect of the pack, so this is a demonstration map that comes in it. We come back here to the content browser, we see we've got all the various different materials, the meshes, the particle effects like that fire we saw in action earlier on, and then the textures that are used. We go into the meshes, for example, and there are a number of different character meshes, and I've actually opened up one of them so you can see what we've got going on there. So there is one of the night meshes. There's no animation attached to it, but it is fully rigged. So there is a skeleton attached to it, as you can see right there. We've also got it's set up for physics, ragdolling, and so on. There are a number of different meshes in this particular patch. So we got 2 kinds of soldiers, 2 kinds of knights, and then a man-at-arms, I believe. So we got 3 knights and 2 soldiers. So it gives you a pretty good diversity. And as I mentioned earlier on, the nice thing about this kind of a style is if you want to tweak this, or you wanted to make this guy, you know, have no helmet, or you wanted to change out the weapons on it or whatever, you can do so with this kind of art style with a kind of somewhat minimal amount of talent. So anyways, that is one of the assets you get from this guy. Now, do keep in mind, this is the example level that is included for Unreal Engine, but there's also an example level at the same kind, and all of the assets ready to go in Unity format. So getting them into your game, as long as you're using one of those 2 game engines, is trivially simple. And as we saw back on the website, you're getting a ton of genres here, and you're getting a lot of overlap, right? So, if you're making a medieval game, you could easily bring in the Vikings pack, some of the Apocalypse pack, Dungeon pack, Simple People, Samurais, and Knights, and then you've got an Adventure. So you've got a huge number of building blocks to make that kind of game, and it's kind of true across a lot of them, right? Here's you got town assets, and then city assets, and post-apocalyptic assets, and so on. You could go together to easily create a themed game that way. So this is one of the few bundles I've seen that was just legitimately turnkey useful in this case. So again, I am quite impressed. Each asset kind of comes in the same format. When you buy this pack on Humble, what you get, so first off is you get a voucher for their store. So you do get $10 off additional packs if you so wish to buy them from their direct site. And then each one of these things, they're actually pretty small downloads. So the one I demonstrated there is the Polygonal Knight one, and that's only 85 megabytes in size, and that's actually one of the bigger ones. Now the nice thing is also everything is hosted up on Humble, and it's there forever. So if you go ahead and decide you want to go ahead and download something later on at a later date, you literally, the download speeds are pretty solid off Humble. So there we go. So that pack is already downloaded. So if you want to host your things, you can download them as many times as you want. You just log back into your Humble account, and that's definitely one of the nice things about Humble. So a number of great packs. You get a couple of them getting up there in size, 150 megabytes, but that's still trivial, like 154. But most of these are between 50 and 150 megabytes. By the way, there is a redemption deadline for that key. So if you do want that $10 off on the Cinti store, you have to do that by March 31st of next year. And if you are interested in grabbing the Cinti store, you can see here, we're actually getting a number of their packs in this one. But if you want to get, expand upon that Kingdom Fantasy thing, they've got another pack coming soon. So they have a number of different packs in this this art style that should blend seamlessly together. So if you start needing more and more content for your game, again, that's another really nice thing about their setup is you can expand upon it. And that whole $10 kind of thing, that actually goes quite far. Some of these assets are like $6, and I think that's $10 USD. So you're probably going to get from that $10 the ability to add a pack or a half a pack at some point in the future. So I have to say, it's been a long time since Humble had a nice game development related bundle, but they sure came back with a nice one here. So there's a lot of really nice assets in this particular pack. Again, they're all pretty straightforward, and I did showcase just what one of the asset packs looks like, and I'm really, again, I'm impressed by the quality of the presentation, by the quality of what you're getting in these packs, and again, by the consistency and the art style here. It's all quite nice, but you're also seeing the scene has been pre-lit to actually look nice, and it's been instanced in a way that looks nice. So you can get an idea what each one of these packs is like in a production environment in a very quick manner. And again, it is set up for both Unreal and Unity. So that final question, once again, we're going to get to is, okay, well, what about other game engines or expanding things? Again, you can export things out of here, but it's going to be a bit of a workload. So this really is a bundle that is ideal if you're using Unity or Unreal Engine. And of course, there's this question. What about the license? And the license is there. So I will link this in the linked article down below, but there are a couple of catches with the license. The license for this Humble bundle is 1 seat only. That's probably the biggest gotcha on this license. So if you have a team of people, I think you're going to have a team of licenses to use these. But if you are a single or individual developer, you are good to go. You've also got some limitations. You can't resell these assets. But before you jump into this, you do want to make sure that the license is compatible with what you are working on. So make sure that the standard license, the terms and commitments work for you. The nice thing is it is pretty straightforward. The big thing is you're just going to want to check out the license things that come with it. But interestingly here, unless stated otherwise in the documentation that comes with your purchase, each single license purchase you make includes 5 seats for your team. You must purchase enough licenses to give you at least as many seats as there are people on your team. Okay, so do keep that in mind as well. But I would honestly, they're contradicting themselves. Okay, so this isn't the same as a team license. This is a single license as opposed to the multiple people. So that is one thing to be aware of. That team exception does not seem to make a big difference in this case. It does seem to be each individual does need to be licensed, unless I'm reading this wrong. Give me your opinion of how to read this. Again, I'm not a lawyer and I don't want to give legal advice beyond I will link to this end user license agreement so you know what you are entitled to and what you are not entitled to with this bundle. But I gotta say, on the whole, it's one of the more impressive bundles I've seen in a while, and I like their style. I like this approach. Again, if you hate the low polygon look of things, there's nothing here for you. But if you do like low polygon like myself, especially with a nice, consistent artistic theme, it's a great bundle. All right, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of the art style. Let me know what you think of the licensing in general, and let me know what you think of this bundle. All right, talk to you all later. Goodbye.